Grab your cup. It's time for Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts. This is Kristin Odell of KLO, HR and Leadership Consulting. Did I get that right, Kristin?
You did. You nailed it. It's fine.
And I'm Tina Prigge with Vagabond Creative Studio. So great to see you all. Kristin, how's your day going?
It's going great. I got my gym workout in this morning, got the kids to school. I did not shower today, but I checked a lot of boxes.
The internet is very forgiving. I think we're okay with that.
And I get to have coffee with you this morning. The one thing I would say is it's kind of the Wednesday that feels like a Tuesday.
Right. Does your week get extra stacked up? Like, are you almost busier after there's been a holiday?
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like last week was busy too. I just feel like, yes, the next September tends to just be a busy month for me. I think companies in general kind of put a hold on things over the summer because there's a lot of vacation and things. So September, like I have 3 events I taught and teaching during the month and, HR consulting. It's just all the things. So, but.
And you do such cool things, Kristin. I love the Lego events that you do. I think that's so fascinating.
Thanks. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I do get to do really cool things. So yes, but I would say Doug joked about it this weekend. You take 4 days of work or 5 days of work and you try to pack it in 4 days. So it's still a lot to get done in a week.
I hear you. And when inspiration strikes, I just have to show this picture that Jason snapped. I didn't realize, but I had stopped at the office and I was doing something and I was like, oh my God, I figured it out, right? And I sat down and just started working. He's like, you do realize you still have your helmet on, right?
That just means it's so second nature to you that you don't even feel it anymore.
Right. Hey, Kristin, we have a special guest this morning.
We do. I'm so excited.
Do you want to give us a little bit of an introduction?
Yes. So I'm super, super excited to have Christma Rusch on the show today. Christma is the executive director for Lighthouse Recovery Community Center. I had to think about the letters. I know the acronym, LRCC. And I will let Christma talk about her own thing that she's created because it's amazing. But I'm super excited to have Christma Rusch.
You're in. Christma, welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. So nice to see you.
So nice to see you. What a great way to start off the day.
We agree. It's so good to see you. So tell us, for any viewers that don't know, give them a little bit of history of what is the Lighthouse Recovery Community Center and the important work that you're doing.
Lighthouse Recovery Community Center opened the doors, oh my goodness, almost 5 years ago. In October, this coming October will be 5 years. So we opened the doors and our mission is really to empower those seeking recovery from substance use disorder. We offer education, resources, and recovery support services for individuals. And we also support friends and family. We're in a safe and social atmosphere at the center. And we also honor all pathways to recovery.
That's beautiful. That is a beautiful mission. And are you seeing an impact since you've started your mission?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anybody can come to the center and feel the impact. I really feel like when they walk through the door, there's always individuals there that they're safe, right? And they're learning about what recovery is about and what the potential is, what the resources are, and just that they're supported 100% throughout their journey.
And you've got some big events. There's some important things on the calendar. Do you want to start telling us a little bit about those?
Yeah, it's a full-blown, it's just a packed weekend. It's like this extended weekend. So we do have the annual Kicking Addiction event in Michigan, and this is hosted by the Rapinski family. They lost their son in 2018 to an overdose, and since then they've just made it a mission to support the recovery movement and community in memory of both. So we really appreciate all their efforts, and we do. So we have a bunch of kickball teams, and we just have a really good time coming together. So we start Friday night, and if anybody's interested in coming down to the Michigan Park and rooting the different teams on. Saturdays, we have speakers. We have the Lighthouse 920 band, which formulated last year out of all individuals in recovery. So that's a really neat experience as well. And just to meet a lot of individuals that are benefiting from the in the support.
So just to clarify, so that starts this weekend, this Friday, and it's in Mishicot, like Village Park?
Correct. Yep. So that's Friday night and Saturday, all day Saturday. So that's
Christma,
like good fun.
what time does the band play on Saturday?
Our speaking time is from like 1 o'clock until 2 o'clock. So the band plays before that. I would say probably about 12:30.
Awesome.
And then after. So
yeah, they're so good. It's so much fun.
Is there a fee for people to attend?
No, not at all. Just come on down to the park and just enjoy the atmosphere and the people.
Yeah, awesome. So, and then, so is that part of what this is, or is this different than that, Christma?
No, this is different. I still have to sit back and like pinch myself because I keep going like, are we really part of this whole opportunity that Mobilized Recovery is coming to Manitowoc, and not just coming to Manitowoc. I mean, like it's a big bang. They have 29 stops throughout the United States over the next month. And the big bang happened yesterday in Las Vegas, which is where they left. And then they will have us next week, Monday. Just a really big, just a lot of time and publicity invested in their project. Will be focused on Lighthouse and the symposium happening on Monday. Yep.
So what can people expect? It looks like, looking at this screen capture, that registration is required for people to attend.
Yes.
Talking about September 12th, there's food, cause-driven speakers, roundtable discussions, training, networking. It sounds pretty amazing. One-day thing?
It is a one-day thing. Yep. And we're still waiting to hear if the governor is going to be there, but that's always a last-minute piece. I know we have several senators that are coming to join us, and the mayor will be there. So we just want to make sure that people understand, like, this is, we are being nationally recognized by being part of Mobilized Recovery this year. And our community is also being, discussed, as we are a community that really works together. And this helps in not only intervention and the recovery work we do, but prevention as well. Yeah. So it's a lot of really amazing things that we're going to be able to see on Monday.
Yeah, and I think for those outsiders who are like, how does this fit for me, or why would I go? I mean, I think, first of all, there's going to be incredible national speakers there that are going to just be amazing speakers all by themselves, right? It's going to be an entertaining and informational day. They're going to talk about what it's like to be a recovery-oriented employer, which I think any leader, supervisor in our community would benefit from attending this and understanding how they can support being an employer of individuals in recovery. Like I said, there's training and different events there throughout the day that you can participate in. And it's just a great way to understand, how do we reduce stigma in our community, and how do we help support it so that we can have the most success with these individuals who have committed to essentially a different lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Kristin, I love that HR perspective that you just offered. And that's so important. And I think often we don't think necessarily about that, but it's so critically important, right? That as an employer or a supervisor, to understand that angle. So Christma, would you say attendees for this event, should they be people that are in recovery, or people that want to better understand recovery, or the whole gamut?
Yeah, I really think whether you're in recovery or you're an ally, or you're just curious as into like, okay, so what is this recovery-oriented employer about, and like, how is this beneficial at all? Because we're able to come and communicate really, not only is it helpful for the individual in recovery, but it's also a very big benefit to the employers themselves. And so to be able to gather other employers that are currently working in this type of model and functioning this way with the individuals we're working with, but they can also speak to, like, here is their performance. This is what it's like to work with them. This is the success that we see with them. And this is a success our organization is feeling because of they're here, so like that is something I'm really excited that is going to get talked about on Monday.
That's fantastic.
Very good. So there is kind of a kickoff event. So just really quick, I want to touch on this. Mobilization Recovery is a national bus tour. And as Chris mentioned, that left from Las Vegas yesterday, and it goes all the way to New York City. And we, Manitowoc, Lighthouse Recovery, get to be one of those stops on that national tour, which is just really, really incredible. And so you can tour the bus. They're letting people sign the bus. So that is part of that event on Monday, is being able to be part of that, really a national recovery movement.
It is. Yep. So a little history about Ryan Hampton. And he's super stoked. Like this bus, like Bruce Springsteen was on this bus, President Trump, Obama, like everybody, like anybody and everybody, this bus is a big deal. But besides that, the movement behind this bus started out with a gentleman. His name's Ryan Hampton. He's an activist, and he will be driving in at 9:30 a.m. on Monday with this bus. And his backstory is that he worked underneath the administration of President Clinton. And during his time working with him, he was involved in a skiing accident. And he was prescribed opiates at the time, and therefore then spiraled out into a heroin addiction. He started his recovery in California about 7 years ago. And he got about a year, he got his year into his recovery, he started sponsoring other young men. And his first sponsee passed away of an overdose in the recovery house that he was in because they didn't have Narcan. And so like this just sparked everything back off for Ryan, his advocacy and like wanting to make sure that recovery houses met a standard of living. So individuals coming through were safe and it had a healthy environment for them. And that also, I mean, it just hasn't stopped. It evolved into like understanding like this wasn't just a thing in California, but that every single state is going through their own different types of, political movement wrapped around the recovery bills and statutes. And so he made it his mission with Mobilization Recovery and the Voices Project. He's got an excellent team of people that will be with him to start what is called a RAP in each state. So RAP stands for Recovery Advocacy Project. And so I sit on the table for Wisconsin's RAP. And so that helps. What the idea is that they're teaching us how to talk to legislators, understand who our legislators are, and what the bills are, so we can move the recovery movement forward. So now that there's a RAP in every state, he's had some conferences, and this year, instead of having an in-person conference, they are doing this cross-country bus tour. So it's just an honor to be part of. Yeah, so that's a little backstory about Ryan, and like I said, he'll be there on Monday to speak to everybody.
What an important topic. Okay, Christma, when you say there, where is this taking place?
Oh, yes, Faith Church, 2201 42nd Street, just on the edge of town, right next to Festival Food is where Faith Church is. So that's where they'll be driving in at 9:30.
Got it. And if people want to register, the tickets are free, and you can go to eventbrite.com/e/mobilize recovery Wisconsin symposium on addiction recovery tickets. Oh, and there's a big long number. I'm just going to put this up. Take a note of it, folks. There's the link to go to for your tickets. Christma, what if somebody wants more information? Is there a website or something online?
Yeah, we do have our information on our website, so Lighthouse Recovery Community Organization.org. And then also social media is another big avenue for us. So all of our information has been pretty consistently out every day, not only about the symposium on Monday, but also Sunday evening, we're hosting the first film screening in Manitowoc of Tipping the Pain Scale. And so, yay. So let me a little bit more about this. So I saw the very first film screening in Las Vegas last year at Mobilization Recovery, and it didn't disappoint by any way. So this is from the same production company, same producer, same director as the Anonymous people. And if you've been around the recovery, movement here in Manitowoc the last few years, that would really kind of set the stage here in Manitowoc. I mean, we had years of like prevention education and kind of awareness of what the problem was. And as I built up like this momentum of like, why do we keep talking about the problem? There's a solution. There was this movie that I became aware of, and I did 3 film screenings, 2 in 2018 and 1 in 2019. And it was called The Anonymous People. And it was like this, it's a documentary to really highlight what is the recovery movement and the history of recovery, all the way back to Bill W. and how, AA was formed and what does it really mean to be anonymous? It doesn't mean that we were supposed to go hide in a basement of a church. It just meant that we were, like that respect of like what I share, what I, what I'm doing is my story, not somebody else's story. And so this documentary just really gives a full-blown history of it all the way through, kind of where we take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, depending on the cultural climate, we'll say. So it goes through all of that, and really the big bang in the last 10 years, the recovery communities and the different organizations that have really been built and have grown to support individuals in recovery. So that's like the recovery, the first video, and now the same production company has created Tipping the Pain Scale, and that follows I believe 5, could be 6, but I believe it's 5 individuals who are across the nation, again, working their own. It's their passion, it's their heart, leading them to be part of the recovery movement across the nation. And so it follows those individuals. And one of those individuals is our dear friend, Joseph Green. And Joseph Green has been with us since 2018 as part of our Dose of Hope. He is a youth prevention specialist. He's a lyrical poet. He's a motivational speaker. And on the way back in 2018, we're leaving the event and I'm walking him back from the RAR West over to the center. And he looks at me and he is like, I don't know what you have going on here. He's like, but I want to be part of it. He's like, just get me here. He's like, I'll do whatever I can once I'm here. Don't worry about that. Just get me here. I want to be part of it. And I was like, kind of, not really understanding what he had seen. And he said, I go all over the nation. And he goes, I have to go to this place and I have to go to this place and I have to go to this organization and this building. And he's like, and you just had them all in one space. And I thought that was really a neat reflection to be like, yeah, our community really works together. So fast forward, so I'm at Mobilization Recovery. He's still talking about how Manitowoc, and he's talking up on national stages as a panel, on a panel for this film screening. And he's saying, you can do all these things in prevention, but unless you have a community that's working together like ours, to no avail, you'll still have people falling through the cracks. And so Joseph Green has followed through. It was no lip service. He has been just such a shining support for what Lighthouse and Manitowoc as a whole does to try to better our community.
That's such powerful validation, Christma.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a link to the trailer of the film. Should we take a look at it right now?
That'd be great.
Okay, let me pull it up. All right, and let me
Tell us about this problem, because you say it's a pandemic. How did we get to these pandemic proportions?
In the late 1990s, there was a paradigm shift for treating chronic pain.
People are ODing anywhere they use.
It's like the country had to hit bottom, where 70,000 folks died, till anybody even said maybe we're doing something wrong.
Stigma and judgment are keeping people with the disease of addiction from getting the help they need, and this, in my opinion, is killing more people than overdoses.
Everything that I've done in my life up until this moment was meant for me to be here right now having this conversation with you. Something that I've survived, something that I've lived through is meant to touch the heart of somebody in this audience.
When you walk up to somebody in the neighborhood, they're like, why are you guys harassing us? And I'm, hey, I'm not here to harass. This is my role. Look at my cruiser. It's a street outreach unit.
Today, I'm going to show you how to reverse an overdose.
I'm healing by doing something for someone else.
God had me playing football for a reason. It would be a platform to impact other people. I want to be in the world of changing minds and help people unlock who they really are.
I started learning everything that I could about mental health and substance use disorder, and then everything I could about how laws are made and how laws are changed. We always say if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
This issue certainly means a lot to me. In recovery myself, 24 years.
My name is Marty Walsh, and I'm an alcoholic.
I think it's okay for people to know I'm in recovery because it's not a secret.
My name is Joseph Green, and poetry saved my life. I also try to use poetry to help save lives.
The story is being told as the physical pain crisis led to the opioid crisis. When the real story is that the emotional pain crisis has always been leading to a drug crisis.
There was a quote to individuals experiencing homelessness and active addiction, and it says that the obstacle to my clients' engagement in treatment is not an absence of pain, it's an absence of hope.
Wow. Christma, when is that happening? When is the full film going to be shown?
Yeah, that's Sunday evening at the Capitol Civic Center. So definitely. And again, it's free. It just can't hurt. Who doesn't want to cuddle up on a Sunday night and, relax? So to come and see that, I'm not going to be able to get through it without crying. It's just so good. It's not even like that emotional. It's just like because it's so real. Like like knowing those people and like knowing that like there's so many of us doing what they're doing on a local level. It's just it's very powerful.
Wow, Christma, thank you for the good work that you and your team are doing. I'm quite impressed.
Thanks. It is definitely a good team. We got lots of good energy and lots of determination. That's for sure.
Yeah. So one thing I'll do after the show today, in case you're interested, is I will drop the links, the Eventbrite links for the Tipping the Pain Scale and for the symposium on Monday. So if you want to attend those, you can see what the schedule and the information is, and you can register for your ticket. Again, they're both free. You just need to save a spot so we know how many people are coming.
Yeah, that's awesome, Kristen. Thanks for doing that. And when I think Lighthouse, one thing that's so important is just even shining a light on the issue, right? Like it's an issue that I think for a long time, I feel like, when I was growing up, it was an issue of shame, not something that people could come out and just talk about and connect with other people about. And I think that that is the game changer, right? That power in the community that you're creating. So it's good stuff.
Well, thanks for helping, push the mission forward, get the information out, helping us reduce the stigma. Thank you. I appreciate it very much, ladies.
Yeah. And there's a comment for you here, Christma, from Susan. She says, Christma, you are incredible. We are so blessed to have you and the Lighthouse in our community. You are changing lives.
Thank you, Susan. Appreciate that.
I agree.
Just an honor.
And you guys have to know, Lighthouse, that was all Christma's vision. Little Miss Futuristic there. I mean, like literally she has a crazy idea and just goes and makes it happen literally every day.
Just crazy idea, you bet. I always give a lot of credit to my family back at Lakeshore Cap because I started walking around the building and I was like, hey guys, I think I got to go do this. And they like literally let me leave my office and go in the basement. And, I felt like I was like a tinkering toy maker. Like, okay, now what's next, and yeah, just really grateful. It's always been the support, the vision's been, faith has been there's just so much about having faith in it and being scared and yet showing up and like really trusting that all the right people and situations were going to fall into place, and that's really what's happened. So
good morning, Lisa.
Good morning.
Hey, Christma, really quick, just because people might not know, when you talk about community partners, there's a lot of community. I mean, this is drug court and the judge system. This is our police officer system. Can you just talk a little bit about when you say partners, who are partners in Lighthouse?
So all the different, that's the point that Joseph was trying to get to, is like all the different sectors working with faith-based organizations, healthcare providers, businesses, really, really getting them on fire this year, employers, and honoring, everybody that's, just willing to give our population a chance, willing to like hold space for us, willing to like listen. And there's human services and drug court. I feel like it's almost like a very strong trifecta that we have been able to wrap around support to individuals coming through. And through that, these other organizations and, whether it's school systems, or just the people that, we're seeing on a regular basis as we go dose of hoping, that's a verb now, that people know about who we are and they know where people can send when they're ready. People know that there's a place that they can come. So I feel like anybody who knows that and is willing to communicate that and share that as a partner. But there are so many agencies and sectors that are aboard that I think really make this movement so strong.
Agreed.
Yeah, right. And, viewers, in addition to these big events that Christma has been talking about, Lighthouse Recovery Community Center, there is ongoing support and ongoing recovery work happening there pretty much on a daily basis, right? And so if you're struggling or someone you know or love is struggling, send them Christma's way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Kristin can speak to it, like the vibe last night, right? Like family dinner. I mean, yeah, it's a great place for people to go just to be safe and out of their own head, which is, the problem we got to rewire this, right? So until we can rewire this and start learning some different things, it's just a wonderful community of people to be around.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, go ahead. I was super.
There's a beautiful little message of validation that came in saying the Lighthouse Recovery Center has really helped my brother-in-law continue his road to recovery. He's doing so great right now. Thank you for all you do.
That's awesome.
Thanks for sharing, Mary.
Yeah. And I mean, Mary brings up a good point. Like, you don't have to be in recovery yourself to go to the center and get support or participate in events. That really is for family members, kids, parents, like all those individuals around an individual that also need support and need guidance. So they're all welcome there. And as Christma touched on, our family is very blessed to host dinner last night, and we had so much fun. It must have been a hit because the food was all cleared out by the end of the night, but just a lot of really good energy and gratitude to be able to share a meal together like family. And, you think some of that stuff we just take for granted. You think, oh, we're just making dinner and sitting down together, but it is really special.
It is.
I'm really reinforcing that sense of community.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Christma, thank you so much for taking the time to join us on Coffee with Kristin and Tina this morning. Viewers, after the show, Kristin is going to post the links to all of the events that Christma talked about right here in the chat, so you can easily get access to that information. Take advantage of these amazing events that are happening around the community and keep supporting recovery.
Thank you, ladies, so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody, for watching Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We'll see you next time.